Good morning, everyone. How you doing today? It is February 6th. Name is Michael Zuber. His name is Jimbo. Isn't it a great day to make some money? Be a little bit better than yesterday. That's something I'm going to start saying on most of my videos if I remember. Again, February 6th, great day to make some money. Great day to be a little bit better than yesterday. So if you watched my daily financial news this morning, you can clearly see that this little rascal who has been up since 3 a.m. is not tired yet, or at least is fighting it like a newborn child. That's what it reminds me of, is my daughter when she was really tired, she fought it. Jimbo, you're driving me crazy. We're going to have a conversation with people and they're going to laugh at me just throwing you around this next hour or so. Okay? Sound good? All right, cool. As we get started, remember this is a live Q&A. This is for you. So if you want to get your questions answered, get them in early. I believe out of the 20 or so times we've done this now, I got to all the questions 16, 17 times. But realize as this channel grows, more and more people will attend our Saturday session. So if you want your questions in early, or you want your questions to get answered, I will answer them in the order they are received. So if you get it in early, I'll scroll up and we will get going from there. I do have some questions that I noted from throughout the week that I will answer. But before I do that, I want to get your thoughts on something. So this is my original logo, which you see right here on behind me. I've gotten some feedback from folks that they think this looks like a hospital or something like that. So my daughter went ahead and created me this one. What do you think? So it still has the house, except now it's clear, right? A 1. So I'm still playing with it. Let me know what you think. You like this one better? You like the original? I'm going to wear this one for now just because it's worn in. But I got to tell you, I kind of like that one. But let me know what you think. You've been with me for a while. So I have 4 questions we're going to go through. A couple of them were on the channel. A couple of them came through email. The first one actually came from a reader from my book, right? In my book, I put my email address and I got an email. It's always hard to tell, right? It's an email. I don't know who's there, but I got the feeling this was somebody younger than me. That's not hard to do. I'm middle-aged, right? So somebody younger than me, probably a couple of decades, or at least a decade younger. And the question was essentially, hey, congratulations. Thank you for writing the book, all of that stuff. Remember, if you read the book, I need a 5-star review on Amazon or Audible. Just give me that. That'd be great. But thank you for writing the book. But basically, can your success or your track record be repeated, right? Basically, without saying it, they were asking, did I get lucky? And a couple of things. So first off, I guess I understand luck, but I don't count on it, don't believe in it. I certainly don't think anything we did was lucky. As I tell my students, as I tell all the followers, the viewers on my channel, I look at my market every freaking day. I try to grow my network every week. And it's that consistency, that willingness to be a little bit better tomorrow or today than yesterday, tomorrow than today, so on and so forth. I don't think that has anything to do with luck. I was willing to be committed and move forward. Second, I had a plan when we started, right, to buy houses, which I'm recommending everybody do today. But at some point, they got stupidly expensive. So instead of being stubborn and holding on to my houses because, hey, I was going to be a house guy and all of that stuff, when they got stupid, we did a 1031 exchange and went to what was less pricey. I don't think anything in that is unrepeatable. Watch your market. For me, it's the affordability index. It's the only matter. It's the thing that tells me when houses are overpriced. It's easy to track. You just have to look it up. Going and getting private money, during the crash when banks told us no. Again, that takes work. That takes networking. That takes, documenting your success and knowing the market. It's so important. I'm adding it to our course and I'm having guests at it like Anna Kelly and April Crosley and Jonathan Twomley, and Jason's stuff is already in there. So again, there's nothing there that was easy. It absolutely can be repeated. Um, so no, I don't think I was lucky. And I think it can be repeated. Are you going to do the same thing that Olivia and I did? No, that's silly. But you can buy cash flow houses, which was our step one. You can really audit your family budget and live below your means. That was step two. You can watch your market grow your network continually. Because again, I did not know the market we lived in or we invested in. Nothing. Nothing. We just put the work in, right? We did the work. Then when stuff got stupid, we exchanged. When lending got tight, we found another way. We just kept moving forward. So I believe everyone can have a similar success story to ours, but realize, as we say in the book, it's a 15-year journey. Most people can't sacrifice for 15 days, let alone 15 years. So I really hate hearing people say we got lucky. That's like a, I don't like that. But also, I want you to believe in yourself. If you do what's in the course, you will be a better investor. That simple. If you do what's in the course, you'll know average. And that's where the magic is unlocked. Once you know average for whatever your chosen market is, you've solved the Rubik's Cube. You're ready to go. It's not going to be easy. I never said it was easy, but you're just so powerful. So I guess in closing, your 15-year journey won't be exactly like ours. But if you do the work, it will be an amazing story. And I wish you the best of luck, if that makes sense. Little luck never hurt. But please do the work. Again, we sacrificed for 15 years. Most people can't do it for 15 months, 15 days, 15 hours. Just the reality that we live in. Number two, I got this question from somebody who was just starting out. They graduated college, again, from my book. They sent an email and basically said, hey, I just graduated college. I got a bunch of debt. What would you do if you were me and you had to start over? I appreciate that question. I have a particular passion for helping folks that are younger, that so they don't waste their 20s like I did. If you know my story, I was like every other middle class person. I made more money, I spent more money. I made more money, I spent more money. It was just dumb. That's why it starts at home, right? Understanding your family budget. That's why I created that second course of mine, is because it's wealth starts at home, and it starts at home by understanding income and expenses and what is left over. People just don't get it. You need to think of things in time, not dollars, and people just don't get that. So that's why the second course is there. But if I had to do it all over again, my goals would have been much more focused starting, right? When I started, as I wrote in the book, for me, it was all about just getting the next house. I didn't have a plan, right? I just wanted one, and then I wanted two. And, pretty soon we had 8. And I was like, well, I want 9. Well, we can't buy 9 because they're too stupid and they're negative cash flow. What do we do? What do we do? So I would have a plan. Today, the plan would be get to 4. I want to get to 4 as soon as possible. As I keep telling you on this channel, I think 2021 is going to be that unique year where you still have low interest rates. We already have rising inventory. Options are going to be out there. Because I don't think interest rates are going to be this low throughout Biden's administration. Biden wants to spend. Janet Yellen wants to spend. The House wants to send it. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're going to spend a lot of money. So interest is going to go up. The 10-year is going to go up. And that's going to impact cash flow. And it'll probably impact value a little bit. But yeah, so that would be the goal. Get to 4. I would, in the beginning, I had 2 jobs, I think. Yeah, I think I had 2 jobs when we started. I probably would build my side hustle on the side, whether it be a YouTube channel documenting my success. We were doing everything in blogs back then. But I'd probably do video, be different, just document what we're doing. I would probably still pick Fresno. Back to the same answer in the book, I just can't do out of state. I know who I am. I'm not saying it's right. I just know who I am. I hate airplanes. I haven't been on an airplane in a year. Yay. So that's cool. But yeah, yeah. So that's probably what I would do. I would get to 4 as soon as I could. And then I would try to get to 10, probably. I'd want to have 10 by the end of Biden's administration. That would be my goal. Number 3, keys to private money. A lot of people are saying, hey, you talk about your private money section in your course. What can you tell us? Well, simply said, private money is all about you first. You, the borrower. The key to private money is being a good borrower. And for private money, that means documenting your experience, your skill set, your experience, what you're doing, how you learn your market, how you find good deals. Private money isn't about sitting around waiting for the rich uncle or aunt to come by. It isn't find the money, then the deal. It's neither of those. It's build your track record. And even if you have no money and no skill, no experience, just follow what's in the course. Go look at dozens of properties every day for the next 100 days. At the end of 30 days, rate them best to worst. At the end of 60 days, rate them best to worst. At the end of 90 days, rate them best to worst. Document, what you're doing. Walk through, take videos, get bids from contractors. Show people around you that you were serious, that you were documenting it. If you bought the course, look at Jason's PowerPoint. He talks about this properties and befores and afters and all of that. You can do that. The key to private money is showing the lender, your friend or family, you know what you're doing. You can get outsized returns. You are reducing their risk. It's not about the money first or even you next. It's your track record. How can you make people feel comfortable with you? Sorry, Jimbo, why are you so squirrely today? You should be asleep. You're really making this hard. So number 5 or number 4, and the last question. Somebody asked a question of, hey, what are some truths to wealth creation? Again, I think this came from my book. And I'm going to try to break it down into 5 things that kind of shock you and my special spin, if you will. First and foremost, wealth creation starts at home. You need to have your own budget under control. You can't become wealthy if you have a leaky boat, right? You have money coming in, you have spending, and you have savings. You only can invest the discretionary money, what I call freedom dollars. And the more freedom dollars you have every month, the more you can invest. And there is your path, because the longer you do it, it all compounds. And I promise you, a 15-year track record of making good or great investments, selling what is hot, buying what is cheap, you can get wealthy. But it starts with understanding your family budget, what's wants versus needs, sacrificing, doing the stuff that others won't. And people just don't want to hear that. They think it's income. I want to, hey, if I get this, I get that, I win the lottery. That's not it. It's not about income. It's about how you spend and save at home. That's one. Number 2, this one really annoys people, especially younger folks. Your personal network, your 5 best friends, or the 5 people you spend the most time with, I can look at them and I could guess your future. It's the reality. I've been interviewed, or I don't remember if I interviewed or I interviewed someone else. We had this discussion, and my network has changed 3 or 4 times over 20 years, right? It went from being, hey, I'm around the best and brightest in technology sales, right? I was in that elite group, to being, hey, let's be single family investors, to be, hey, let's be real estate entrepreneurs. Let's go look where there's pain and let's go take opportunity. So again, I can look at your network, and you probably could too, right? Go sit somewhere, list your 5 people and go, hey, I'm probably the average of these 5 people. Number 3, we are an economy built on instant gratification. And that's the trade-off we live in, right? Wealth can be created by all of us. It just takes a decade. It takes 15 years. And it's hard to do that because every day we get bombarded with, hey, a new car, a new this, a new that, a new this, a new that. And suddenly your investing or freedom dollars gets ratcheted down, right? I have this financial health score, and it ranges from negative up to 99. People often get to the slippery slope, which is right in the middle. and then they go backwards because they get that credit card offer, they get this or they get that. It's just unfortunate. One sec. Jimbo, what are you doing down there? I thought you were going to go to sleep, but you are clearly not going to sleep yet. So it takes a decade. It takes a decade to get wealthy, right? Wealth doesn't happen overnight. I wish more people would understand that and be willing to sacrifice, right? It's back to what I said earlier. I think it was on this video is people don't want to sacrifice 15 minutes or 15 hours or 15 days. But if you're willing to get in the game, sacrifice for 15 years, man, you can buy decades of freedom. That's pretty cool. Number 4, I truly believe, and that's one of the things I'm always looking for more people to interview on this channel, your experts that you see Monday through Friday. Everyone can do it. Everyone in America, because we have rules of law, we have opportunities. Sad fact is most of you won't take, step 2. Many people will take step 1, but they'll give up. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. I need this. I need that. No, you don't. You want that. A want is very different than a need. You need food. You need water. You need shelter. You want a nicer car. You want nicer food. You want this. You want that. So again, I'm happy to tell you, everyone watching this, everyone around us, if they wanted to follow the path that is clearly laid out by others, you can be wealthy. Most won't. Lastly, and it kind of ties in with number 4, it's your daily choices, right? Your daily spending choices, your daily interactions with people, your daily work of looking at your market and getting just a little bit better. As I open this and likely will be open a wonderful day just to be a little bit better. I really believe that. I believe every day is a great day to make some money. And more importantly, every day is a good day to be just a little bit better. But again, a lot of us can go down a path. It's like a diet or an exercise, right? Oh, we're like 7 days or 12 days or 31 days into it. And then a birthday party happens or whatever. And you're out of kilter, right? Just so that's what I got. Those are the 5 things. Starts at home, your network, takes a decade. Everyone can do it, but most won't. And then it's your daily choices. Okay. So we got 37 people watching, 8 thumbs up. Oh, 36 watching, 9 thumbs up. So do me a favor. All right. So now we're going back to questions. Let's see what we got. Hey, buddy. Everybody's saying hi. Hey, Nathan, Miguel, Tamika. Nathan, you can get rid of paid off time. I have you can I get rid of paid off time I have for 20 years. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means, Nathan. One more time. Leave it below. I don't know what that means. Hey, Layla, good morning. No, my logo, no. It would just meant plus, meaning like 1. I wrote that book. That cover was created 2.5 years ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I would have a YouTube channel. I didn't know I'd have a brand, right? It's all over my social media, but I think this one might be better because it's one rental at a time. But I don't know. I'm still playing with it. Hey, Nathan. Same here. I don't know what that means. Oh, Teresa's updated version. Yeah, me too. Okay, good. I thought it was a church logo at first. See, I knew it. Yeah. One house, one rental at a time. Okay. Hey, everyone. How you doing? Mike, good morning. Question: what type of entities do you put your rental properties in? So I don't answer these questions, Mike, because everybody's different. I don't know your circumstances. I don't know your state. I don't know your area. Any of my advice, experience on this could be taken as and other people could run with. But if you reach out to me one-on-one via email or something, I'll let you know. But I'm not going to put that on video. I don't want the people coming back to me and said, Michael said this or that. Talk to a lawyer, work with an attorney. What are your goals? Is it liability protection? Is it being invisible? Lots of decisions to be made. Can you get loans? I mean, the environments have changed, and realize that all of my entities were really set up 15 years ago. probably 15, 16 years ago. So what I was able to do back then in that environment's a little bit different today. So I'm not going to answer that on a recorded video. I avoid that question like the plague. Have you ever done a BRRRR with conventional 20% down mortgages? I bought a single family home priced now doing a cosmetic rehab for 10K. Do you think I could do a cash out refi, increase cash on cash rate? So I've done lots of BRRRR projects over the years. I was doing BRRRR projects back in 2010 before Bigger Pockets named them. I wrote about them all the time. I think Brandon copied me. Well, he created the logo or the acronym, so good for him. Yeah, you can. I mean, you're going to have some seasoning periods to watch out for. I just did a video yesterday with a lender. Yesterday? What is today? Saturday? Might have been Thursday. I think it was Thursday. I did an interview with the lender. He talked about the seasoning periods, right? So as I recall from that video, let's say you bought it for 100, James. Let's just say you bought it for 100. You put 50 in, it's worth 200 now. I'm just using this for easy math. If you tried to refi it within 90 days, they're only going to look at your purchase price. If you look at it from day 91 to 365, it will be purchase price plus repair, which would be 150 in your example. If you hold it for a year and a day, they will look at the new value, which is 2 years. I'm not saying that's the example for all lenders, but that gives you an idea. You can't buy it today, do a 1-week cosmetic rehab, and then refi it. That's not how it works. Seasoning periods, be damned. So talk to your lender. What is it for them? Is it 90 days? It's 6 months? Most are 6 months. Some, like the lender I talked to on Thursday, was a year. But yes, BRRRR projects are very common. I actually think BRRRR will be more common the next year to 18 months. I think inventory rises, quality starts to break apart what people buy, which makes BRRRR projects all the more feasible. But you have to get your money out. That's the hardest part. Remember that appraisals are tough. All right, that's that. Caesar, how you doing? Caesar, maybe it's a dumb question. Instead of printing money for stimulus, does it make sense to lower taxes instead? Well, it's not a dumb question. I don't really think there are many dumb questions. But unfortunately, the people that need help, Caesar, the people that need help today are the lowest income folks. They're out of jobs and they don't pay taxes. Most of them don't pay federal and probably don't pay state income taxes. And if you don't have a job, you don't have any income. So a lower tax rate would only help people that are employed. And U6 says we have 11.1% unemployed. Not helpful. We need to help the unemployed. There are, I forget what the number is. I think 11 million people that have been unemployed like 9 months because they're in hospitality or casino or restaurants. It's terrible. So it's a good idea. I think it's a long-term answer, but at least in my opinion, in this window, it doesn't really help, in my opinion. How can I get out of a timeshare that is paid off? No idea, Nathan. Sorry, not a timeshare expert. Don't have any, never tried to do it. I stay in my lane. I think there's a bunch of timeshare companies that do that for you. I assume you can Google those and look for those. So yeah. Anya, yep. Oh, that's cool. Yanab, you need a budget. Yes. Oh, it's a tool. Okay, cool. Yeah. You need a budget, folks. Being wealthy starts at home, right? You gotta plug the leaky boat. Do you find your journey decision-making has been easier since you've invested in an area that you have no emotional attachment to as opposed to neighborhood you grew up in? Ooh, that's actually a good question. I've never been asked that, Joey. Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly, yeah. I mean, if I was investing in Sunnyvale in the streets that I knew since I was, that big, yeah, I'm guarantee you emotion would have been involved for sure. Yeah, I think that's a fair thing. Yeah, if you've been watching my channel, Joey, which I know you have for a while, I wear my heart on my sleeves. I'm emotional. I don't hide it. I have good and bad days. More good days than bad, but some bad days. But yeah, I think that's a fair thing. It's all about the numbers. Yield, right, Joey? It's all about yield for me. What's the cash on cash? Yep. Question: when borrowing private money from family, what is a fair return to give them at this time? That's between you and your family. For me, it really depends on how long you need to hold it, Miguel. How long you're going to hold the money as the investor, right? You, the borrower. How long do you want to hold it? If you only need it for less than a year, 6 to 8% is pretty good. No points, right? 6 to 8% is pretty good. If you need to hold it for 5+ years, probably somewhere between 8 and 10. Realize that at different times, I have paid family members between 10 and 12%. I think that's high, but I was glad to do it. But I think in today's environment, under a year, 6 to 8, over a year, 8 to 10. One guy's opinion. Hey, Caesar. Yeah, thanks. That makes sense. I don't remember. Okay, yep. Got it. Thinking about joining your club, where do I start? So Nathan, I have a course called How to Get Started One Rental at a Time. It's in the description of all my videos. It's $199. So that's step one. Once you do that, then you go to Facebook and you can ask to join the group One Rental at a Time Works. That group is absolutely free, but it is only for people who buy the course. That allows me to control the vocabulary, the communication, and we're all winning and moving forward together. I call it the happiest place on social media. And it's funny, I created it just as a repository for questions, but man, it's a place I go to daily and I just smile. It's a nice place to be. So I recommend it. It's fun. AP, I have a question. And folks, this is the last question I have here. So if you have more questions, start loading them up. Otherwise, this will be a short conversation. AP, I have a question. I have a 4-family that needs rehab on one of the units. I have enough money to get it, just enough money, so it will be ready by spring. Should I hurry and fix it? Jimbo, what are you doing down there? So, AP, there's a lot more to that question that I'm sensing from you. So first off, it sounds like if you did the fix, you would be depleting your emergency reserves. That's what it sounds like by the way you phrase that question. Just enough. If that's the case, hell no. Don't do the renovations. Emergency reserves are critical. If you don't have them and something breaks in one of the other 3 units, you could lose the property, right? Emergency funds come before all else, are only to be used for emergencies. And then if you use it, your job's to replenish it. Do not deplete your emergency reserves to do this remodel. If you're saying, hey, I got emergency over here, I have this other money over here, I'll be okay no matter what. Maybe, but I still have questions, right? You have 3 other units. Are they paying rent? Are they being difficult to collect? We are in weird times, and I'm not even sure what state this is in. Can you refi it? Can you pull your money out? I'm a little nervous, AP, based on your question, that you are living too close to the edge. So I might be trying to build my balance so I'm not so close. That comment about just enough has me scared for you. Hopefully that makes sense. So maybe there's more to this question that I don't see, but doing anything just enough in real estate is scary. For example, I have an office building in Fresno called The Hub, which I talk about occasionally. It has 2 monster heating and cooling units on top. I got a call Monday, I think, that one of them was bad, right? I'm like, okay. $6,000, right? Ouch. $6,000. It's okay. I had the money tucked away for it. No big deal. Thursday, I got a call. The other one went bad. $12,000. It's actually more like 11.5 because I get a discount buying them both. But damn, that hurt. $11,500 to replace 2 heating and cooling units. If I was living just enough, that building could go downhill, right? My team members and people I respect and enjoy working with suddenly can't be cool or warm because I was living too close to the edge. So that makes me very nervous for you, AP. Oh, Nathan, awesome club. Wouldn't hesitate to join. Sign up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tamika, at what point in your journey do you actually begin to recognize profits from your investments? Oh, that's a good question. Um, so there's kind of two answers to actually there's kind of three answers to that. So from 2002, Tamika, when we started until 2010, we didn't really recognize any cash flow. It was there. It was, I don't know. It wasn't interesting at that point, and we didn't need it. Let's be clear. We both were working at that point. 2010 comes. We start doing private money. We start doing deals nearly every month. What we realized looking back, but we didn't know in the moment, is we were buying all of these houses, and our cash flow was paying for the repairs, which was awesome, right? We kept recycling the same money over and over and over and over, and we started wondering how we were doing that. It was because we had so much cash flow from apartments and houses that we'd already owned. They were doing the 10, 12, $13,000 repairs. Because when you buy a junker that's foreclosed, that's been vacant for a year, it's amazing how many things are broken. Um, so we only knew that when we looked back. We didn't know it in the moment. So we started seeing real significant five-figure cash flow about year 9 or 10. And then by 2015, Olivia retires. We lived a year on cash flow and banked her salary, so that was clear. And then my story. I retired in 18. So I guess year 9 or 10 is when it was really meaningful for us. Hopefully that makes sense. How to turn a rental to primary residence, then sell? Well, you have to remove the tenant. You have to move into the house. You need to change where your car registration, your bank statement. You got to put the electricity in your name. You probably have to live there at least a year. If you want to get the tax savings, you got to live there 2 years, Nathan. All right, you have to live in the house 2 out of the last 5 years if you're going for the 250K tax savings. But yeah, all of that stuff. Quick question, please punt if too personal. Oh, I like that. You are pretty critical of Cali and Pretty Boy Newsom. Yep. You are not local to your market. Yep. Why are you staying in California? Could you not do what you want in Nevada? Yeah, that's not too personal at all. I think Fresno is the reddest part of California. I've been there 20 years. I have a team. I don't need to do this anymore. If I don't add another unit, Nathan, to my portfolio ever again, I'm okay. Yeah, I see no reason to add risk. The hardest part of this business is building a team. And I just don't want to do that again. Part of me is lazy because I could do it, right? Obviously, I have time, but I find more joy helping people. So no, not personal. I think about it. I get that question all the time. But I know my market. I have an unfair advantage. I have an outstanding network. I can still make money in California. If I was investing in San Francisco, for example, I'd be long gone. San Francisco is just anti-landlord. Fresno's actually, it is the most landlord-friendly part of California, if that makes sense. Like I actually processed 2 evictions last week, and people think that California, you can't do evictions. I had 2 evictions last week, so that makes sense. In Florida, we are seeing a drastic increase on property insurance from 100%, 200%. Yeah, I would communicate that to tenants. I would actually tell them early, because your job as a landlord is to control the property for a long time, and if you can't make cash flow, the tenant's going to eventually get kicked out. I would absolutely communicate that to tenants, and I would do it early. I wouldn't just surprise them, right? If their lease was up October, for example, I would probably send them a lease now. Hey, oh, by the way, just so you know, rent's going to have to go up because property insurance. And I would probably tell them the numbers, right? Hey, it went from this to this. I would, yeah. This is the result of hurricanes that have hit Florida in the last 3 years, particularly the Panhandle area, but affects rates throughout the whole state. Yep. Yeah. I can only imagine. AP, you're welcome. Tamika, makes perfect sense. You're welcome. I meant you locally do not have to be in Cali. Oh, I'm sorry. Nathan, I misunderstood that. It's funny you mentioned that. Olivia and I are talking about it, but it's funny. The only place Olivia wants to go is New York. And that's because that's where her family is. That's where our daughter is. That's her brother, her cousins, her nieces and nephews are. Jimbo, what the hell? I don't care where we live. I mean, Nathan, my dream, if somebody would ask me my dream, I would have 3 condos. I'd have the condo we're in now, or townhouses. I don't know what they're called. Whatever. I'd have one here. I'd have one in Australia or one in Thailand somewhere over there, and then maybe one in South America. And I would just follow the summer. That would be my dream. Think about it, right? No yard work. You just lock it up. You turn off the water. No issues. And I wouldn't rent them out either. I'd keep 2 of them vacant at all times. That would be my goal. That would definitely be my goal. But lastly, I believe in happy wife, happy life. So whatever Olivia wants, I don't really care where we live, as long as there's a bed. Cool. All right. Any other questions? 48 folks watching, 22 thumbs up. I got to do a better job talking about these live sessions because sometimes we have over 100 watching live and sometimes we have 20. So thank you 48 people for watching this. I appreciate you getting up and watching this with the watching and being a part of my Saturday mornings. So thank you. All right. Well, I am yeah, Jimbo doesn't sleep. Yeah, exactly. Man, he's still not asleep. We'll see if he's asleep for my students at 9. We shall see. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. I'm going to go see if Jimbo needs to go outside. Have a wonderful day, and we will do this live session again next Saturday. Bye-bye.